I don't know where she ran off to.
So many years ago, this was probably 20 years ago. So my old bass player Tim Hagee, y'all, anybody here know Tim Hagee? Yeah. Quite a character. We love Tim. He calls me one day about 20 years ago and he says, "Hey man, I heard this kid down the street that can really sing." And he's a pretty good guitar player too, but he's a young kid, so I don't know about this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And it turns out to be this guy named Ben Walls from Bellevue, Kentucky. Oh, that's my fault. Yeah. So Ben Walls from Bellevue, Kentucky, right down that way, I think. And so over the last 20 years, we've been playing music together off and on for a lot of stuff. In fact, Ben has a CD over here that I played guitar on, and I did the guitar on most of his 2 CDs, and we've been buddies ever since, and we still do stuff together. So when I put this show together, I thought, why not have Ben come and play a song with me here today?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. There's your mic on the ground.
Yeah, I know. We'll fix that. Don't you worry.
Yeah, Jeff, don't you worry.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, Jack.
That's not yours. Damn it, Jim. So,
One spot.
you got any sound out of that thing? Oh, there you go. Okay.
Greg, you didn't break the microphone. Oh, we're going back to electric acoustic.
Yeah, we're going back to electric. Y'all got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Their first 2 sets.
Are y'all having fun tonight?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I'm having a blast. Thank you all for coming.
That sounds like chosen.
You know, your greatest fear when you do something like this is
No one will come.
nobody will be here. It's like throwing a birthday party and nobody comes, right? But here you guys are.
You rock. Cut it off in a hurry.
All right, so I'm sorry for all the stories.
Oh, I love
I apologize in advance for telling all these stories. So this next song. So 4 or 5 years ago, I remember this very vividly. It was a snow day. And any of you people that got kids at school age like I do, you know what happens on a snow day?
That's cool.
You're at home with the kid all day, you know? It's like, damn, I wasn't expecting this, you know? And I was home on a snow day with my son, and thank God he got on the computer, and he, you know, as they do in their early teens, and he was on the computer, and I was in the living room, and I started coming across this next song, and I thought, well, hell, he's not even paying attention. I'll just record this thing, right? So I had this little digital recorder, tiny little thing, and I put it down in the living room, and I recorded this next song. Now, when it came time to do the CD, that really wasn't going to work all that well because it was on this little thing here, you know, and the vocals weren't all that great, but the song was. So we actually, when you guys hear the CD, if you haven't heard it yet, this next song, this is the only song that was not recorded in an actual studio. The guitar parts were recorded in my living room with my son 8 feet away on the computer.
Yeah.
And then later, we put the vocals on in the studio. So, and this song was born from something that Stephanie said to me many years ago about the choices that you make, the chances that you take, always define what happens. And that line hit me like a ton of bricks right here. And actually, if you notice, the title of the CD that we're supporting here tonight is called Choices and Chances. And I firmly believe that my late great mother instilled this into me, which is, if you make good decisions, everything will be just fine. And I've always felt that I've made some pretty good decisions by making a lot of you as friends.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me as your friend. And this is a little song I'd like to dedicate to each of you. Thank you so much. It's called Chosen Fate. How much longer will you make me wait until I find out my own heart break? Sunrise and sunsets connect me to you. Now I've discovered my own shade of blue. The choices we made, the chances we take, will they always define us and our chosen fate? Our chosen fate. The choices we made, the chances we take, always define us as our chosen fate. Our chosen fate. Chosen fate.